It is that time of the year when we set up our new bullet journal for the new year. And for 2025, I have decided to use this beautiful customized pink journal from Jotting Dots. I really like the serene journal printed out in gold foil on the cover. One thing about the Jotting Dots is that the paper quality is absolutely the best. This notebook comes out with 3 ribbon bookmarks and it has a back pocket with some stickers, thank you cards, and grid spacing sticker, which is literally one of the greatest thing they do, and we will use this later on in the video. Now for the starter, I have used my black pen to write "This book belongs to me," and I added the sticker, which is also from the Jotting Dots. I will link down the website and the links of the product in the description below, and you can use my code visible on the screen for 10% off on your order. And here's our very first spread, which is the cover or welcome spread for 2025. I am not going to lie, the excitement for setting up the very first spread is so much that I ended up scrolling a lot on Pinterest and Instagram for like weeks. Every time I come up with an idea, I get new ideas the next day and all that. So it took me a little while to finalize the theme of the year, and the theme is pink flowers, more like peonies along with snakes. I don't know what inspired to do me that, but I saw a giant snake tattoo on some guy a few days ago and I immediately thought that this is it, guys. This is going on my journal. Definitely 100% inspired. So the medium or the color I am using is watercolors. One thing about me is that no matter how many times I try different types of colors, I will always ended up prioritizing watercolors. There are many YouTubers that use highlighters and sketchy pens and all, but my setups always include watercolors. It's very rare that sometimes I use brush pens. I'm not very professional in watercolors, but it just feels right. So what I did is I do 3 big flowers that resemble peonies because I don't know what kind of flower these are, but it just went so well with the snake. And I chose the upper right corner on the right side of the spread and I stretched the snake a bit to the first page. And I am using watercolors obviously, and I mixed 3 colors for the flowers. These flowers are not really pink or red. I mixed orange, red and white color to get this fizzy peach kind of color. And honestly, it looks pretty to the naked eye. I don't know if the camera is capturing the right exact color. So what I did is I painted the flower with a lot of water mixed color, and then I added more saturated and less watered color. This is called dry on wet technique. I added a little bit color to the snake body too, and I didn't give details with watercolors because sometimes I just mess it up or sometimes it just doesn't look good. So I decided to give details with colored pencils, mostly pink, red and magenta, and I am giving details like adding dark shade in the middle, and the edges I know should be lighter to make it realistic, but I'm not trying to make it realistic. It's just a doodle type painting, so yeah. And I am using black pen to outline the leaves and the snake. I'm going to let the inside of the leaves be it, and I'm not going to color leaves green. I don't know why, it just doesn't give me the vibe too. Okay, alright, so I ended up choosing gray and blackish color for the leaves. So what I'm doing is using gray colored pencil lightly first, usually in the middle section of the leaves, and then I am using black colored pencil to add dark shade to the edges of the leaf. So it creates a shadowing effect where middle part is light, reflecting, and the edges are dark. Alright everyone, enough with the illustration. Now it is the time to set up the key page where I write the key points that denotes different things, like different symbol denotes different task or the fulfillment of the task each year. My key points are always same because I found the perfect symbols that work well for me. Bullet journal is all about doing wrongs and errors first and then finding a system that works well for you. I always say this in every video that you should not always follow what other influencers are doing, but you can actually be influenced from that. But try to form your system that works well according to your schedule and your life, and try to make it simple as possible. From all these years, these bullet journal setups I have done made me realize that you can see those fancy Pinterest boards, but in the end, you will realize that it cannot work unless you put the effort into it. And take that pencil or marker and try to form your own system. But yes, for the aesthetics, you can follow any influencer and it will work if you actually try to. Don't get me wrong over here. What I'm trying to tell is that what a simple spread like sleep schedule a lot of influencers make to record the amount of time they spend sleeping. It's good that you see how many hours you are getting asleep. You can form a schedule that can fix your sleep and you can get 8 hours sleep. But for a few people, it won't work because some of us go to work, school, university at a particular time, and sometimes we have our assignments due at night, so we can't just sleep. Sometimes we have some family problems, some functions to attend, Thanksgiving, Christmas night, a lot of them, so it just doesn't work for us sometimes. So all I'm trying to say is that sleep tracker is not for me, but it might be for somebody else. So that's the point of me telling you that you should not copy each and everything you see on social media, but you can try to form a system and break it down to your own level. Alright, I wrote my key points and I wrote welcome 2025, and I used my black aqua marker to fill up the numbers. As I've said, all the products will be linked down in the description, and there must be a few discount codes available as well. So if you want to make a purchase, you can use them and you can get a discount. And this is how this first spread has turned out to be. And to say that I'm not obsessed is going to be the biggest lie, because I am literally obsessed how this has turned out. Now moving on is going to be the goal spread, where I'm going to write my goals and some of the delusion goals that I know I cannot fulfill, but somehow I will try to do that. It gives me kind of motivation to write delulus, so I can push myself up for the entire year. Every time I open up my journal, I will see these goals, so I know what I'm working for, so I can push myself into thinking that even if it's delusion, but I can fulfill a little bit or a part of it, or maybe try to fulfill it fully, but somehow I will try to complete it like by some percentage, like 20%, 30%. That's gonna be really cool. Last year I have fulfilled like 80% of my goals, but somehow that 20% are still here. So I'm going to put them up in this year again. It's fine if a few of your goals are not achieved. You can always try it the next time. And the next time has arrived, guys. The entire year I couldn't fulfill some of my goals, so I can try this goals this new year. And I'm like 90% positive that I can achieve those goals, and I wish you guys all luck. So I wish you guys also fulfill whatever goals you have. As you can see, I have drawn 2 small snakes with 1 flower each, and the process is same as the cover page. I have painted the flowers with watercolors, and then I have used my colored pencils for writing details, and I have used my black gel pen for outlining the snakes and the leaves, and then I am going to use those gray and black pencils to color leaves. And in the center I have written a huge goals title with my black aqua marker. I totally love this aqua markers. It was a set of 12 colors, and I bet the black color is going to end soon because I use this a lot, and I am definitely going to see if they sell single colors so I can order a few black. But if they don't, then I have to order an entire set. So yeah, either way I need to get new markers. And the first goal I am going to write in my 2025 spread is going to be 10k subscribers. At least 10k. I am right now on 3k subs, and I'm so grateful for all of the subscribers and all the constant support you guys give me, and that really motivates me every year to record and edit and post on YouTube. Last year my goal was hitting 5k subscribers, but unfortunately I couldn't. So it was kind of like 80% completion, as I have said that, and that 20% was left. But I hope so that this year I'm going to hit 5k first and then 7k at least. I know I might not get 10k, but I hope that the growth can come if I am constant with the video uploading. Sometimes I don't get the time to put videos, and sometimes I don't get the time to even record, so it was like really very hectic. But I hope that this year I will definitely not waste my time and get the things done. Right now is the time to use my favorite thing from the Jotting dots, that is their grid spacing sticker sheet. It is so time saving. You can just paste the grid spacing sticker on one of the pages, and you can come back to that page and see how many dots are there to draw the perfect columns and rows. And this is like so cool because it saves a lot of time, and it is very easy to paste and forms no bubbles. And I have written grid spacing the same way I wrote the goals, and I drew 1 flower and snake. Underneath that, there was a lot of space empty, so I decided to write a quote on it, and the quote goes like, "There is some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for." and I absolutely love how this page has turned out to be. Now flipping over is going to be one of my anticipated and the most favorite spread, that is books TBR. And for that I have drawn several books so I can write the title on in those books, like you guys can see it. And I have drawn a snake swirling around the books and obviously flowers, which are like the key setup. So for the illustration, I'm not going to speak anything, and I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. Alright everyone, that illustration for the books TBR is done, and here are some of the books that I am going to read in 2025. I am so excited that I have already ordered a few books, and you guys can see from here. And here are the books that I am going to read, which are Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And that's going to be the first book I want to read, and I have ordered a hardcover book. And there is that Death on Nile, which is by Agatha Christie. Both are classics. And then I got this trilogy, that is Powerless trilogy, and it's kind of fantasy book, and I cannot wait to read these books for real. I'm a book lover truly and truly. I may not read a lot sometimes, but I like to have a possession of books. I just want to own a huge library that is hidden behind the doors, with an access to the garden, sipping on the coffee while looking through the garden and the bird chirping, and reading a book. That is going to be one of the most beautiful thing. Now moving on is going to be my future log. Initially I used to do that Dutch door style for future log, but this year I'm going to just make a calendar on a single spread and not wasting much pages. I made a tiny bitty mistake. As I said, making mistakes are fine. It's all about errors and fixing them. So here I accidentally wrote the days of the weeks below the April title, whereas it should be written a little bit lower than that. I needed to skip one line, but I kind of forgot. So here I am using my gouache paints to fix it up. It's actually quite visible, but yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to skip the writing of the date because it will make the video a lot longer. And I guess this video is going to be quite longer already because it's an entire yearly spread. The spread was a little empty without the illustration of snake and flowers, so I ended up doing a snake just like I did in the books TBR. and it's very easy to draw, and I love how this has turned out to be. A little mistakes are fine. I know it's quite visible, but having no errors means you are not human. Every human make mistakes, so use that excuse to fix up your problems. Moving on is going to be the last spread. Yeah, and it is the things I want to check out. So I found this beautiful tattoo type of thing on Pinterest, which is quite similar to my setup. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to dedicate a full page for this illustration. So what I did is do a huge flower in the middle, and then I swirled a snake around it, and then I wrote things I want to check out on the top. And then on the right side, I have made sections like what I'm gonna check out in movies, in series, and in anime. And I would love if you guys have some suggestions so I can put those in my journal. So yeah, let's have a quick flip through. I'm going to fill the goals, some of my events, and some of these things I want to check out later in a reel. So make sure to follow me on Instagram to see how I use my setup this year. And thanks for watching. I absolutely love the constant support you guys give me, and I'm totally obsessed with these setups. See you guys soon with a follow-up bullet journal setup. I am going to set up 3 different journals this year, so make sure to subscribe to see more setups. See you soon. Bye bye.